Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in a Sahih hadith, and this hadith is reported in Abu Dawud. This hadith is narrated by Thoban, and this hadith talks about, subhanallah, the exact situation that we are in today. This hadith, it depicts the situation that we are in right now exactly the same way that we're today. What is that hadith and why I'm talking about this hadith at this time? Obviously, the reason for that is because of the situation between what is happening between Israel and Palestine, especially in Gaza. The other reason, obviously, we want to always talk about the hadith to remind each other so that we do not forget what has been said by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this way we can be always guided. We can be always on the haqq, on the true path. As a lot of the Muslims, they often wonder, am I on the right path? Am I forsaking the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Am I becoming deviant? The answer to that question is, if you're following Quran and Sunnah, wallahi, you are on the right path, inshallah. So the hadith goes like this: Yushikul umamu. So Yushikul furat. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will use this particular phrase, Yushikul, it means something that will happen very, very soon in the near future. So for example, Yushikul Furat, the river Furat, Euphrates River, will dry up soon. And here he used the exact same word, Yushikul Umamu. Soon the nation. Here the nation is plural, means there are multiple nations, so not just one party or the other. The whole nations on earth, every one of them will call each other Antada'a. The da'a word came from the word da'wah. The da'a. So all of these nations are calling each other, are giving da'wah to each other. For what? They are giving this da'wah to each other because an tada'a alaykum. They're giving this da'wah against you, means the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there is one ummah, one party, and there are like multiple, 5 of them maybe, standing against just one ummah. And that ummah is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alaykum kama tada'al akalatu ila qas'atiha. So what does it mean? It basically means the people will call each other to attack you, to invade you, just like you invite people when eating. So you invite people for eating. So you go out and you tell people, hey, come to my place, come to my house. We have some good food. We have some leftovers. If you're living in the West, we have some leftovers. So come, eat. Sometimes Muslims, I have done this in Canada, we will go to some places and give people invitation. Hey, come eat from this food because we have some leftovers written. So as people, when eating, invite others to share their dish. The way people are inviting each other to attack the Muslims will be like the way you invite people to your house to eat food. And this hadith is actually very, very scary. We see today Israel is calling upon US, Germany. Germany is going to be sending some drones to Israel. Then we also have US, obviously the biggest supporter, France, Germany, all of European unions. They're going to be backing up who? They're going to be backing up Israel. So all of these nations are now getting together, and at the same time, take a look at the Muslim world. Nobody is doing anything. It's just lip talks and that's it. Wallahi, Muslims are not inviting each other to attack, to defend, not attack, to defend the Muslims. It's the non-Muslims who are calling each other to defend themselves, to attack the Muslims. So wallahi, today Muslims have become couch potatoes. And this is a fulfillment of this prophecy that your enemy, Rasulullah said, your enemy means the enemy of the Muslims will be attacked and nations will call each other. Now there is another hadith, and I want to mention this hadith. This hadith is not da'if. A lot of people say, oh, end of time hadith basically means these are da'if hadith, but this is not da'if hadith. This is actually Hasan hadith. Abu Dawud, it is reported in Abu Dawud, and it was reported by Muad ibn Jabal. So we can use this hadith, inshallah. Hasan hadith, not Sahih but Hasan, so we can take it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, this is the prophecy. He said, There are a few things that will happen before the coming of the Dajjal. Okay, before coming of the Dajjal, there are a few things like chain of events will take place. The first event that will take place will be Umranu Baitul Maqdis. Umranu Baitul Maqdis. The flourishing state of Israel means Israel will become very, very powerful. This corroborates with what we have seen in the Quran. The Quran talks about what? The haughtiness, wuluwan kabira. When when Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the ayat about the Yahudi, He used this word that they will become very haughty, they will become very arrogant. So Umranu Baitul Maqdis, this hadith is corroborating with that verse in the Quran, saying the same thing, that basically the nation of Israel will flourish and they will become, obviously, with the flourishment, with advancement, people become what? Haughty, become arrogant. Umranu Baitul Maqdis kharabu Yathrib. Today, Yathrib basically is referring to what? Medina. Today, take a look at Medina's role in the situation of the Muslims today. Zero. Medina is dead in the sense that it is doing nothing. It can do nothing. It's just a grave. The qabr of Rasulullah, the Rawda is there. And the Sahaba there lying down there. It's other than that, it is not known for anything else. Today, if Rasulullah he was alive, can you imagine what he would have done to Israel? Wallahi, he would have united the Muslims. But today, take a look at the role of Medina today, nothing. People are worshipping there and that's about it. So Kharabu Yathrib, he said, this is exactly the situation that will happen with the city of Medina, Yathrib. Wa Kharabu Yathrib khurujul malhamah. Because the Medina, city of Medina is dead, it needs to be revived. How it will be revived? Through malhama, wa khurujul malhama. So a battle will take place that will wake up Medina, and this corroborates this hadith. It corroborates with other hadith that talks about the coming of the Mahdi. The Mahdi will be here when there will be civil war in Medina and in Mecca. That's when the Mahdi will be running from Medina to Mecca, Mecca to Medina. So this hadith is saying khurujul malhama. So there will be malhama, not in the sense that it will be a grand malhama, but there will be civil war, just that we find in other hadiths. And this is exactly what this hadith is talking about too, that the malhama will come out. Wa khurujul malhamati fathul Qustantiniyati. Now the next chain of event will be that Istanbul, that we know today, Turkey, will be taken over. And when this will happen, we do not know. Allahu A'lam, it is a future event. But what we are talking about, the chain of events here, we're talking about all of this in light of end of time. So that time, the Fathul Qustantiniyati, Istanbul will be under the subjugation, under the rule of the non-Muslims. So it will lose its sovereignty one more time, and Muslims will obviously conquer the land again. And then he said, وَفَتْحُ الْقُسْطَنْطِنِيَّةِ خُرُوجُ الدَّجَّالِ. So once that happens, we know that the city Istanbul will be conquered by the Muslims, and then the Dajjal will appear. And this is a Hasan hadith. I believe in this hadith. I'm somebody who is believing because it makes sense. If you study hadith, you will see that they connect the dots. If you find a dhaif hadith, you will not see that hadith is actually connecting the dots the way Sahih hadith will do. Okay, they do. I mean, dhaif hadith, they also connect the dots sometimes, but not the way Sahih or a hadith that is Hasan will do. But subhanAllah, we're living at a very disturbing time. Wallahi, dear brothers and sisters, we need to make dua for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, because their situation is very, very bad. At this time, we cannot just sit idle, do nothing about anything that are happening. We need to make dua for them. Hopefully there will be a Mahdi, inshallah, among us soon, who will be reviving this ummah, inshallah. And you never know, Allah might send some help to the Muslims, not necessarily in the form of a warrior like the Mahdi, but in the form of some other ways. We do not know. We do not know the soldier of Allah. Only Allah knows the soldier of Allah, and not us, subhanallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.